mean, if they are healthy
right,
and they get to a point where they're facing the Nets or the Bucks, those teams aren't going to want to face this team at all. Because that's the one thing I will give Riley and the franchise. They picked really smart veterans. They picked a team that resembles what the identity of this franchise is, because I believe they've kind of lost their identity the last couple of years because they don't play the kind of defense they used to. Now they're going to play that kind of defense like they used to because they've got guys that are really smart and are really dedicated to that side of the court.
Right.
So that I will say, I know that there's a risk now because there's so much age on this team and you're asking them to go through an 82 game schedule plus the playoffs. And maybe they'll get away with it this year, but then down the line, as these contracts wear down,
you know what? And down the line becomes down the line. And Pat Riley has always found a way, or whoever is in charge then will take care of down the line. Matter of fact, since you have a couple hours left on your show and you have the chat group there on the side on YouTube also, I'm going to throw a little quiz out to you and your listeners, okay?
There you go. You guys ready?
Everyone got a pen at home, and so fill this out, and you can fill in your answers to Big O or send it to his email. Is any team in the NBA better positioned with 3 defenders to guard Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden than the Heat? In other words, you're playing the Nets in a playoff series. So you're going to put PJ Tucker against Kevin Durant, and he did really good work in that series against the Bucks. When you look, rather, the series against the Nets, when you look in that series. So let's say you have that matchup. You put Jimmy Butler against James Harden, okay? And then against Kyrie Irving, you have the Bulldog defense of Kyle Lowry. So you have those 3 matchups going on. Again, folks out there, get your pen, find other teams. Maybe you want to argue Milwaukee. Maybe you want to say, hey, with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, because they lost PJ. I would be with you on Milwaukee if they still had PJ, because then you've got Giannis, PJ, and
Holiday.
Believe it or not, DiVincenzo also. No, DiVincenzo can help you on defense too. You know what I'm saying? So that's another. That guy was missing in their team. That was a huge loss.
Series. Yeah. No, I agree. What I'm saying is,
I don't realize that, but yes, you're right.
And that's why the thing. Oh, just like when the Heat had the big 3. When the Heat had LeBron and Bosh and Wade, every team out there was saying, how can we build a team to try to defend or at least compete with those guys? And you know what? And I said this before to you last week. You're not going to outscore the Nets. You're not. If the Heat went out there and got young, offensive-minded players like you like, Big O, you're not going to outscore the 3 best scorers. I mean, that's a team that conceivably could finish with 3 of the top 5 scorers in the NBA this coming season. So what do? You take the opposite approach. We're not going to outscore them. We'll try to outstop them. And you play it that way also. It's intriguing. I agree. The future remains an utter abstract for the Miami Heat anyway. But you know what? They're living in the moment. They've always found a way. How many craptastic years have the Heat really had since 2008 when they tanked because they thought they were going to get Derrick Rose and got Michael Beasley instead? But except for then, they've been up and down. But you know what, Oh? Every other single season, they've gone into the final week of the season at least with a chance for the playoffs. There was the year they lost the final game. They got Justice Winslow. They had to play around because of trade protections on picks. But they live in the moment, and I love it because all I want, I think all your listeners want, all the viewers on Bally Sports Sun want is this: every game to be meaningful. That's what Pat Riley has created in his quarter century plus with the Heat.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. And again, defensively, this is a team that can really scare people.